WWE is coming right here to the Treasure Valley, and we are so excited because we actually have a WWE wrestler joining us this morning. In addition to Joe Paris, Joe is here because he happens to be a massive WWE fan.
Huge wrestling fan.
We have a podcast.
We do have a podcast.
Yes, I have to mention that because, I mean, that's how dedicated you are to this sport.
We haven't aired an episode in a year, though. So.
Oh, but that's okay.
That's
The
okay.
beauty of podcasts is that they never go away. They exist forever in the stratosphere. All right, without further ado, we would love to introduce to you Santos Escobar. Hello.
Thank you so much for having me, Melissa.
Yes, we are so excited to have you, Santos. Okay, Joe, obviously very invested in WWE, but some of our viewers, this might be a little new to them. So tell us a bit about the WWE and what do you love so much about being a part of this?
Well, first of all, WWE stands for World Wrestling Entertainment. Think about Broadway, think about Hollywood. We portray real-life situations, but in a ring, with larger-than-life characters such as Santos Escobar, Rey Mysterio, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and so on. That's what we do. We put smiles on people's faces, and I would like to say that we also inspire them. Such as I was inspired by Rey Mysterio, Triple H, Shawn Michaels. I would like to think that that's what we do nowadays. We inspire people.
I love it. I love how you explained and you compared this to other areas of entertainment, you know, because like you're saying, you're bringing these characters to life, but in the ring. We're watching some of that right now. And Joe, I mean, this is obviously something that's pulled you in.
Oh, yeah.
You know, as a spectator over the years.
Well, it's interesting because Santos, you know, the people that inspired him in between the ropes are the same people that inspired me to be a fan growing up. And you talk about a guy like Rey Mysterio, who I saw, you know, you working with on SmackDown not too long ago. We were just showing some clips of your match with Austin Theory. I mean, what's it like working with a guy like Rey Mysterio, Dominic Mysterio, these legends of the business that really helped form where you're at now?
Talk about being starstruck. I mean, I remember vividly when I decided I was going to be a WWE superstar when I grew up. I was with my dad. I'm a second-generation luchador, born and raised in Mexico City of all the cities. And I was sitting with my dad, and my tradition is lucha libre, which is the Mexican version of wrestling. And I was sitting with him, and we were watching a SmackDown show on TV, and Shawn Michaels was on. And I told him, that's what I want to do. And I remember, and this is important for when our kids tell us they want to do something in their life, what he said to me was, go for it. You got everything it takes. And he supported me, and he helped me, and he trained me. And I first became a superstar and a legend in Mexico. And then I transitioned into the United States for WWE.
What a beautiful journey.
Santos was working with AAA, and we're actually being very modest here. His father's Fantasma, and he worked as El Hijo de Fantasma. Fantasma, one of the all-time legends in not only Mexico, but pro wrestling history. Santos, what's it like growing up in the house and being trained by one of the all-time greats?
Well, I would like to tell you it's like a fairy tale. All this happiness, everything is easy, but guess what? It's not. It's hard. It's the hardest because you have a chip on your shoulder the size of a building because you're carrying on with the legacy, with the tradition, heritage, culture of an entire country. And you see it back there, the masks. I fancy myself as the best luchador there is today. Mexican. And of course, the greatest luchador of all time is Rey Mysterio, and we're working together, so we're unbeatable.
When you talk about Rey Mysterio, I see the LWO on your chest. You think about a guy like Eddie Guerrero. I mean, to you, bringing back the LWO, what's that mean to you?
It was huge. Number one, that was something I wanted to do since day one, but it wasn't possible because I think it's important to have an original member if you're going to reignite, if you're going to refresh, if you're going to reform a group, such an important group, at least for the Latinos, you got to have an OG. And in this case, it was Rey Mysterio. And it was Rey Mysterio's call that Friday night when he was inducted into the Hall of Fame, because I'll let you know, Rey Mysterio is not only a legend, he's also a Hall of Fame member, and he's the current United States champion. So when the decision was made to reform the LWO, it was already a huge night. Ray was being inducted into the Hall of Fame. But then we reformed the LWO, and you can only imagine how happy that made me. The next day, I joined him at WrestleMania at the SoFi Stadium. It was just surreal. But from then on, yeah, Melissa, huge. But from then on, the important part of it is once we reformed the LWO, not just offer the same what was offered on the first time it was formed, but offer something new. And I think the time is now. You see people like Bad Bunny taking over the world. LWO represents just that. It's the time for the Latinos to step up their game, to come on and just grab success by the horns, might I say, and that's what we're doing. I think of this as, yes, this is a wrestling faction, this is a WWE faction, but for so many people, it's representation.
Yeah.
Correct. It's representation. And I like to say in interviews that we represent Latinos in the US, Latinos in Latin America, and Latinos around the world.
Absolutely.
But hear me out. If you're an underdog, if you're the little guy, if you're the guy that no one expects to win, then we represent you as well. And a couple of weeks ago, I had this text, odds against me, against all odds. Ray came out and he fought my fight for me. And now we can say that LWO holds the United States Championship.
Love it. Love it. You know, I just have to say there's just such deep passion in this. It's a sport and it is also a performance art as well. A beautiful marriage of both. And so it's easy to see why, Joe, you're so passionate. Why you, Santos, obviously have such a legacy to carry forward in this. And like you'd mentioned, representing not only, you know, Latinos and Latinas, but also the underdog globally on this global stage. And there's viewers watching that are new to WWE. So it's easy to see why they should come to the event here in the Treasure Valley, because it's such a unique opportunity and such a great thing to be a part of. So you're going to be here in the Treasure Valley. You're going to be performing. You're going to be wrestling. You're going to be representing the underdog on the stage here in Idaho. How excited are you?
I'm super excited. And if what I just said isn't enough, let me just tell you what we're going to do on September 17th at the Extra Mile Arena. This is a super show. Now, WWE is comprised by two major brands, Raw and SmackDown. We usually have shows just Raw or just SmackDown. A super show has superstars of both shows, and that's exactly what we're bringing to Boise, Idaho, September 17th at the Extra Mile Arena. Not just that. Tickets start at $15. And you want to know something else, Melissa?
What's that?
We have a triple main event.
Wow.
Now you usually get one at a super show in Idaho. September 17th, you're gonna get three main events. You want to hear them?
Let's hear them.
You want to hear them?
Yes.
Break a little news, Santos.
WWE World Heavyweight Champion Seth freaking Rollins is gonna put the title on the line against Judgment Day's Finn Balor.
Ooh.
Now that's a main event in and of itself.
That's a good one.
At any arena in the world. But we got more.
More?
Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, versus Judgment Day's Damian Priest in a street fight match.
It's going to be great.
Fight match. Okay, Joe.
Cody loves the street fight.
But I got
match.
one more.
Oh, and then there's one more.
One more.
I got one more. WWE legend / Hall of Famer / United States champion Rey Mysterio is going to put the title on the line in a fatal 4-way match. Now, that's a triple main event.
Oh my
I'm going to
goodness.
be at the show too, and a bunch of other superstars. So you can't miss this opportunity to have this encounter one-on-one with all of the WWE superstars.
We are so excited, Santos. Thank you so much. You've been more than a wonderful guest, and we greatly appreciate your passion. Looking so forward to having you here in the Treasure Valley coming up in September. Joe, thank you so much for your expertise.
My
and
pleasure.
Creating such a wonderful conversation here, you guys.
LWO for life.
LWO for life. Thank you, Santos.
And I just want to say one more thing, if we have time for it.
Really quick, because we're wrapping up.
Joe.
Yes.
Joe, this might be the perfect time to reignite that podcast. And Melissa,
Yes.
that's a beautiful dress.
Thank you.
All right, Santos, we'll have to have you on my
Appreciate
podcast then.
All right, you guys are going to have to hook up later. Santos, thank you. Everyone stick around, because coming up after the break, we have Pivot Fitness here in studio to tell us all about their outdoor fitness classes and personal trainers. Stay with us.